No, you can eat the Cheetos right there. Okay, baby. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna make this really quick because I am using my mobile what is it called? My hotspot. I'm using my hotspot right now because right now I'm dealing with the blackout, and this blackout has been going on since 12 o'clock. And hopefully I don't get nobody that'll try to come for me, but your girl is tired of the blackouts, okay? I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of the blackouts. I work from home, and so for me, with these blackouts happening all the time, that's messing with my money. And what I don't like is I don't like when my money being messed with. So I know for sure that we have been debating if we were going to leave. Of course, my last video, I was talking about the passing of my father. I was basically in Kansas City for the whole entire 2 weeks. Not 2 weeks, but a whole entire month. I can't even talk. But I'm heavily deciding to move back to the States. Is it going to be something that's going to be long term? No, of course. Hopefully, we do move back to Mexico. I don't think we are going to move back to Mexico, and I don't feel like we're going to move back to Merida. If we do, we're probably not going to move to the location that we are currently at. I live in the Benito Juarez North area in Merida. Sorry for my hair, but I live in a Benito Juarez North location, and we've been having an outage since 11, 12, and it's 5:31 p.m. And I have made several reports that our services are our lights has been out. I know that everybody else is dealing with stuff. My mom, she lives in the Montebello area. Bello, I think it's Montebello. But she lives in the Montebello area and her lights is on. Every single time on this area, I swear, like the lights are always like her electricity is always off. Um, the last time I was in the States, it was just my aunt and my kids, and the lights was off for 2 days straight. And my kids homeschooled, so they need to have, you know, internet, they need to have electricity on. And so I don't feel like Merida is a place for us to stay at right now due to the fact of this situation. I know it's CFE is around the whole entire Mexico, and that's why we're moving back to the state. Not primarily because of this, but because like in my last video, I have a lot of family situations to take care of. I don't know if we're ever going to move back to Mexico. I'm hoping that we do because I love it here. I just do not feel this outage. Like this outage is like really like we are not best friends. We are really not best friends. And it kind of scares me because I go to work on Monday and it's just like, okay, are we going to have another outage? And I know that this is during the hurricane season. I think hurricane season starts like June something, what I read. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. I know I haven't been vlogging or whatever, and I don't feel like I'm going to be vlogging until I'm ready to pack and head back to the States. To be honest with you guys, I just been going with the flow, just working extra hard, um, stacking up my money, and everything. But I think the decision more than likely will be moving back to the States. And it's not something that I was happy for, to do. But I feel like right now it is required for us to be here. We've been here since March the 1st to Merida, and it has been a interesting time. And I don't have nothing to say about Merida. I'm just over this outage. I'm really this outage. Like seriously, we over it. But yeah, so guys, that was just checking in with everybody. Not doing much. Currently using my hotspot on my phone to actually do this live because I just wanted to let you guys know how over I am this with this blackout, with this outage, whatever. I was going to cook, but now I cannot cook. So it's like money I gotta spend to order out, and I'm trying to save money, not spend money, and it's just like, oh my goodness. I'm just really kind of irritated because my whole day, it could be worse. I always try to let me recenter myself. It could be worse, princess. It could be way worse. You know, your windows can be shattered, it can be cold, it can be a whole bunch of bugs in here. But at the end of the day, like I do make my living off of online. So when there is no service or when there is no internet or, altogether, it affects me and it also affects my family. So one thing I will say, and maybe I would do it like a sit down, is for people that if you are looking to work from home or just work, have a business, I would just say be careful where the locations that you live at. But CFE is controlled by the government and it's the whole entire, in Mexico altogether. So I don't know. It is what it is, but I'm just like over it because this has been going on for a while and I didn't make a video about it because I just didn't want to be a person that sound like I'm complaining. But this is affecting your girl's money. And I can't work today because there's an outage that's been going on for like 6 hours here over on my location. Yo, it's I'm always gonna be truthful. One thing I'm always gonna be is I'm not gonna make something where it's not, but the truth is if you want to work from home, just be careful where the area that you're going to live at. Because where I'm at, like I mentioned before, I'm in a Benito Juarez North location. And this is maybe the sixth or the seventh time that we had a blackout over where I'm at. And I'm living in an apartment complex. And so if you're working from home, your kids are homeschooled, they need to be online, that affects my kids' attendance, that, all of that plays in a part. And so if you are a person that makes your money online, I mean, unless you get like a hotspot, I mean, I have AT&T and it's from the States, but still like I cannot work off of that because I'm paying for internet service. I'm paying what for 200 what megabytes, whatever. I'm paying the highest one for total play, right? And so if I'm paying for this amount, like I'm not even using the services, I'm not even using anything. And so with this outage, it affects people. And like I said, the last time I left the States for my dad when he passed away, May the 10th, I was gone for that whole entire month. My kids was without any electricity for 2 days, 2.5 days, because it finally turned on like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it. So I would really tell, like, for either whatever you're doing, if you're doing anything online, just be very careful of where you're going to live at, because if you're working online, which 9 times out of 10 you are working online, please make sure that you have a backup system. Like, I don't know, hotspot or something. But even that, even that goes away. Like even that, you can use all of your gigabytes, whatever. So, I'm kind of salty right now, guys. It's like I really am. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm really feeling kind of a certain way, but it doesn't take away Merida. But it's not, I don't feel like it's a place where you can work at if you're working online. For me, just staying here, I don't feel like it now because these outages, baby, we can't do that. We can't do that. That's messing up mommy's money. And when you mess up my money, we have a problem. So that was all. I was just letting you guys know. But I think this right here just seals the deal of us moving back to the States And I'm just gonna reiterate this again because I know most people be like, but you're gonna move to the States, you're gonna go back to the United States. Listen, if you watch my last video or just listen to 10 minutes of it, you will know that my dad passed away and it's a whole bunch of stuff that is left behind in a state that I have to take care of. And, of course, I also want to say this. Of course, most people will say, well, can't you just fly from Merida and go back to the States and take care of all that business? It sounds easy, but my kids, it's a whole story. And once I get situated and I feel more comfortable, maybe I can have a sit down and maybe I'll make a video and let you guys know the full story, because there's more of the story of why, I don't want to leave my kids here by themselves. They wasn't by themselves, but with my aunt. I just don't want to leave my kids back here. And then you got to put in a whole situation is I have 3 kids. So that's 3 tickets and 3 COVID tests that I have to do for us to go to the US. That's 120. With the place that I went to, that's $120 for 4 of us, right? That's $120. And then, yes, it's not as much, but listen, I live a frugal life. So I'm not going to sit here and keep on bouncing back and forth and taking my kids back from Mexico to the US. It's like, you know what? The best thing for us to do is go back to the US, get whatever we need to take care of personally, and then we can come back, because that's just a waste of money, just keep on going back and forth. And my dad has a lot of things that needs to be taken care of. And of course, I can't do all of this online. I can't do this over the phone. And it has to be done in person, of course. And it just will be more easier for us to just move back to the States, get it done. And then maybe, by next year, you know, plan this back over again. But I can always tell people it's like life will throw you a lot of things. The thing is that lots of people are not honest about marriage to big hugs. Oh yes. You know what? I agree with you, Deborah. Debbie. Sorry, I was going to call you Deborah. Debbie, I really do agree with you. I feel like some people put a lot of fluff into Merida, and it's not taking away the it's beautiful here. Merida is beautiful. The culture, the Yucatan, and all that's beautiful. But if you're looking for, I don't know, if you are talking about working and stuff, and you're talking about, there's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about in my video about things that people really don't talk about. And I don't know if people don't want to talk about because um that will cause people not to come here. But here's the thing. I would prefer somebody to be honest and tell me what is going on so I can be prepared. Then you fluff something and then you like put this whole image, right? Like I'm more of a person that's reality. That's why I wanted to do reality versus fantasy, because other people have all this, this fantasy. They come here and then they're like, okay, this is not my cup of tea, which, if this is not your cup of tea, you can always go somewhere else, right? But at the same time, I just feel like, people do put a lot of fluff. And I'm a kind of person where listen, if you look at any of my other videos, there's a video about me speaking about Washington. I got hate comments. Like people are just threatening me and stuff like that. And I feel like once you start speaking the truth, your truth, like people don't want to hear that. That's fine. I always tell people, hey, that's my chips. Bye. Sorry, I'm talking to my son. But you can disagree with me all day long, but the thing about it is if I have a following base, I'm always want to be truthful to them. I always want to be transparent with you guys, because I would hate for you guys to get out here and be like, okay, well, princess, you lied, you said this, you know what I'm saying? But yes, it is a lot of things here that I would say is probably not for me. But one thing for sure is this outage. This outage is not for me, and these mosquitoes are not for me either. Because let me tell you something. I keep my air conditioner on. So I keep my air conditioner on for the main reason of the mosquitoes. Okay. Because me and these mosquitoes, we just don't like each other. I have lavender. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Man, I'm just going through something today. And whenever I try to whenever I'm going through something, I try to hop on YouTube and tell you guys about my situation. Cause my situation is crazy. I've been saging my place, just praying, just doing everything. But the outage is that is the key thing for me because it's just annoying. And I put this request in. Hey, I said get out of my room. Sorry, sometimes you gotta do that to your kids and maybe they don't understand, they don't register it. And then here's the other thing. Okay, I know that I said I'm almost finished, but let me tell you something. If you guys have a family, if you have more than two kids, okay? If you have more than two kids, please avoid moving into an apartment. I'm going to say this very, 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 very clearly. If you have more than two kids, avoid moving into any apartment. Now, you know what I'm saying? You maybe say, well, Princess, you're being a hypocrite. You're living in an apartment. Yes, I am living in an apartment. But let me tell you why. Before I signed my lease, I had asked, is there kids that are inside this complex, right? In the location where I'm living in, there are a lot of rich people that lives in this area, right? And I'm an average girl. I do what I do. But there's a lot of people that, there's some mansions over here. They live nice over here, right? But here's my issue. And I'm not gonna give y'all the whole scoop because I think I want to make a video about this. But the reason why I said to avoid moving into an apartment is because my daughter, she cries. My son have ADHD. Whatever people want to call it, people don't want to recognize because I already had an issue with somebody telling me that my kid don't have ADHD. We're not even going to go there. Okay. We're not even going to go there. But my son have ADHD clinically, right? And with him having ADHD, he's hyper. He goes from room to room, jump, hop, he just keeps me active. Okay. And so with that being said, I always try to tell my kids to be mindful of everybody else. My 4-year-old, she'll have her little temper tantrum. Please be quiet. I just want everybody. I'm trying to. That's the kind of person I am because I don't want you to feel like my kids are just running loose because they're not, right? But what I have a problem is, I know that on my last video, I told you guys that the cops was called on my 8-year-old. So one of the neighbors called the cops on my son. And, my son got threatened by the police officer that he was going to take my son. Not legally, he can do that, right? And I know people don't want to hear this. Like, oh, that cannot be true. Oh, that could not be true. Okay, well, it is what it is. But, I was in Missouri dealing with my father's situation. So I was not able to get here. It was the middle of the night. It was 7 o'clock at nighttime. During that time, it was like 10 the last time. So it was like 10 o'clock p.m. here. And so what I'm trying to say is the neighbor could have easily knocked on our door. The neighbor could have said, hey, is everything fine? Everything is good. Even if there is a language barrier, let me tell you about myself. I'm a kind of person like, you know what? I do apologize. I will tell them to be quiet. Unfortunately, I was not here. So my aunt is here. My aunt has a disability. Okay. So, she is not, she can have a conversation with you guys. It doesn't mean like she's, slow or anything, but she does have a disability where she's not able to have a social conversation with most people, right? And so when that whole situation went down, and when I finally came back, when I finally came back to Merida and stuff like that, I'm hearing dogs barking, right? I'm hearing dogs barking inside this complex. I'm hearing kids jumping. I'm hearing not my kids. I'm hearing all of this stuff. And then I was like, So to me, I'm not being petty because I will be petty. But I'm just like, okay, so let me call the cops on them. Let me call the cops on them because I'm hearing dogs. I be hearing, kids running, but I know kids are kids, right? I know that kids, because I would never put myself in a place where kids are not allowed. I also wouldn't put myself in an environment where dogs are not allowed, right? I just have, I'm just kind of salty about that as well. And that's the other reason why we're going to move, is because I just feel like it was more about the money than being honest, because we could have moved to a house. And the reason why I didn't move to a house is because I felt apartment was more, I don't know, I wanted our first stay to be in an apartment for just temporarily or just for 1 year, and then we can transition to a house. I wasn't ready for a house right then. And so that's the main reason. But like I said, if you have kids, you have at least two or up, please just move into a house. You'll make your life more better, because I just don't like the fakeness and I don't like fake people. And I know a lot of people be like, well, no, it's just XYZ. No, it's fakeness to me, because I feel like if you got a problem, address it. We can talk about it and we can find a resolution. But not most people like that. And I've been told, Princess, um, I've been told that I need to stop thinking other people is going to treat me the same way that I would treat them. Okay, I clearly understand. But at the end of the day, you have to be prepared for, I don't know. I feel like I'm just chatting right now because I'm frustrated because my lights is still not on, but I really do want to make like a note to anybody that have kids. If you have kids, please don't move into any kind of apartments at all, because you'll regret it. You'll kind of regret it. Cuz I do, and at the end of the day, Merida is beautiful, but there are some pros and there are some cons. And I feel like once I get back to the States and I'm able to sit down, there are some pros, there are some cons into the States. So I don't want anybody to also, because when I'm finished with this video, I want anybody to say, well, moving to the US is going to be some. Listen, I know there's some cons everywhere. Listen, my choice is not to move back to the US, but I have to, right? And so I know that there's some pros and I know there's some cons everywhere. And I'm going to be that person that always going to give you the cons, whether you agree with me, you don't agree with me. I'm not asking anybody to agree with me. I'm just being straight up with you guys. Just like you be straight up with me, I'm being straight up with you guys, and so there is going to probably be a video maybe in a month or two that's going to be talking about the pros and cons of Merida. I feel like during that time of my last video saying, do I regret moving to Mexico? I was at the beginning stage, right? But now I can honestly give y'all like how I really feel. And it's not gonna be no sugarcoat. So if you're looking for somebody to sugarcoat something, you can go ahead and watch somebody else's video. But if you want somebody to be honest and respectful, I'm always gonna be respectful. I'm never gonna be disrespectful about anything. But if you want somebody to be honest about how they personally feel, then I'll make a video. But other than that, guys, I have kids running around, and my daughter and my son, they fight with each other 24/7. We're stuck in a house with nothing in here. And yeah, it's fun. I was washing clothes, then that's when the lights turned off. It is a whole lot of, and I'm just gonna pray about the whole situation, because I just feel like my whole energy is off. And I don't know, guys. Just pray for us. Just pray for us, because I don't know. But this outage, they need to turn on my electricity, because I have a lot of emails to respond to. I have a lot of stuff that I need to get done. And also, I have classes, and my kids got classes, and I need to respond back to their teachers. So I guess that's all about living in Merida. So anyway, y'all guys be blessed. Y'all be safe. Hopefully y'all have some lights. Y'all home. Cherish it. But other than that, guys, I love you, and I'm gonna talk to you guys later. See you. Bye. Mom.